What's up, everybody? We have had an interesting day with news. Twitter has been down, so we've been scrambling trying to find news everywhere else, but we did find out that the Chiefs signed offensive tackle Jaylon Moore to a 2-year deal. And if you're wondering, well, who the heck's that guy? You are not alone, because he's basically been a backup tackle in the NFL since getting drafted in the 5th round of the 2021 NFL Draft by the San Francisco 49ers. Let's get right into it here. Jordan Schultz was among one of the first guys to announce this roughly 30 minutes ago. It was even longer than that probably because this is Twitter and it's half down still. But they are reaching a 2-year, $30 million deal. Talking about Jaylon Moore and his representation in the Kansas City Chiefs, they've agreed to a 2-year, $30 million deal with $22 million fully guaranteed. It's surprising, yes, but at the same time, here's kind of my thoughts around it, and then I'll dig into a little bit more on Jaylon Moore, no pun intended, and just what I think about him. The tackle market was slim. Alaric Jackson re-signed with the Rams. Ronnie Stanley re-signed with the Ravens. You had Cam Robinson available. You have Dan Moore Jr. available, and one other guy off the top of my head, Tyron Smith. None of these guys were the perfect answer, and they were going to cost a ton of money. They were going to cost a ton of money. And so I said, well, my thoughts were like, what are the Chiefs going to do here with the left tackle situation? Are you going to go Band-Aid again with Donovan Smith or maybe DJ Humphries, run it back with Humphries? Or are you actually going to pay $20+ million a year for Dan Moore Jr. or somebody like that? Well, they didn't like either of those options, and they went with the potential upside of Jaylon Moore. Now, a couple things about Jaylon Moore. Again, he's been basically a backup tackle. He's never played more than 260 offensive snaps in a single year and has only started 12 games in 4 years. I will say this, he's coming off of a better year. If you just look at his grade from just an overall grade on PFF, 74.9, his run blocking grade, pass blocking grades, both in the 70s. And again, this doesn't really matter per se, but how that does compare to Chiefs tackles, he graded out better, again, in limited reps than even Jawan Taylor and any left tackle. Now, he only played on the year last year when Trent Williams was injured. He played 271 snaps, okay? So it's not a ton, not a huge sample size. He's played 831 snaps in the NFL. You can see down here, it's kind of small. I'm on PFF, but yeah, 2021 played about 150, 188, 277, and then 271. Now, in his limited sample size, if you look at the pressures given up here, he's given up 1 sack and 10 pressures in 154 opportunities. It is a limited sample size, guys, but what they did is they kind of went outside of the box. They saw how he did in the absence of Trent Williams, who was injured. They saw how Jaylon Moore did, and they went with the upside on him. Matt Miller, NFL draft scout, said Jaylon Moore was seen as an upside tackle in this free agent class. He's an ascending player and an athletic mover. The Chiefs are paying him $15 per year on a short deal where he can prove himself. Now, it's only $22 million guaranteed, so I'll be curious to see how exactly that plays out. Hannah A. with the 5 has a good point. He was mentored by Trent Williams, one of the best tackles in the game, even though he's older, 35, 36, and he played well for Trent when he was hurt last season. Casey also just signed running back Elijah Mitchell. We got a running back signing too? How do we keep up with all this? I love that. We'll definitely get into that. Well, you got Elijah Mitchell signed. You got a left tackle signed, Jaylon Moore. Yeah, I mean, again, this isn't like a big splash signing, but your options are a bit limited in free agency, and they went on the potential upside bet of Jaylon Moore. Like, he's obviously a left tackle. He's got a little bit shorter arms, under 34-inch arms, if his profile on NFL.com is right, which, is a little bit surprising to me. But this isn't going to break the bank. This is potentially your solution. Maybe you still draft a tackle somewhere in the draft. Maybe Kingsley Suamataia still contends slightly, even though I think he's probably going to be guard with Joe Thuney gone. There's a lot going on, a lot to discuss, a lot to digest just over the weekend, from Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown returning. Xavier Worthy was arrested and then released. Charges at least aren't being pursued at this point in time. Hollywood Brown signed a 1-year deal worth up to $11 million. Nick Bolton signed a 3-year, $45 million deal with $30 million guaranteed, which means there's probably an out after 2 years. And now they've got their blindside protector, at least for now, for Patrick Mahomes in Jaylon Moore, 6'4", 300 pounds, 5th round pick in the 2021 NFL draft. And just what Hannah said, he did get mentored and trained up alongside Trent Williams, one of the best tackles in the NFL, for 4 years. So you got to love that. And that is something that the Chiefs are probably banking on a little bit. That potential upside, you're taking everything you learned from Trent Williams, from their coaching staff, your 4 years in the NFL, your 4 years in the system, and now you're going to be blocking for Patrick Mahomes. It's still going to be a question mark a little bit over there because you no longer have Joe Thuney at left guard, the best guard in football, to kind of make up for any inefficiencies or weaknesses, rather, of that left tackle over there. And at this point in time, we don't actually even know who the left tackle is going to be, or the left guard is going to be, rather. It might be Kingsley. We'll see. This is a crazy day for Twitter to be down. I can't even lie to you. But the Chiefs are making moves. I'll have to probably dive into the Elijah Moore news right after this, and I'll get another better update for you there, just because everything is loading so slow and it's like extremely hard to get quick updated news. But heck yeah, the Chiefs are making moves. There's all kinds of moves happening. I mean, DK Metcalf traded to the Steelers. Like, there's all kinds of stuff that has happened and is going on. But what we care about, at least here on this channel for the most part, is what are the Chiefs doing to address these inefficiencies and where are they going to go with it? You're taking an upside gamble on Jaylon Moore at left tackle over the more, like, some of these guys in free agency have way more experience than him. They must have liked what they saw. Again, he only allowed 1 sack in a few games played this past year. And because of that, you're not breaking the bank on a guy. And I bet you Dan Moore Jr., whenever he signs, is going to get a piss ton of money. And yeah, it's just tough. It's tough when you're the Chiefs. You have the success that you have. You draft late in these rounds, and you've got to try your best to make creative moves. Brett Veach has talked about it, to work the cap creatively with a roster that has some pretty large cap hits. Patrick Mahomes' cap hit, pretty large. He's probably going to get restructured soon. But Chris Jones, I mean, there's several kind of heavy hitters from a cap perspective, and Trey Smith signed his franchise tag. So he's taking up $23.4 million in cap space right now himself. The Chiefs have a lot to do. They have a lot of, they got to get cap compliant by Wednesday, but there's other deficiencies along the roster too that they will be filling. I don't even know, like, where in the heck are you guys even getting your news in real time? The Rams are re-signing Jimmy G. I'm just trying to see if there's any other update. Well, you said the Chiefs are signing Elijah Moore? Yeah, I'm going to jump off this live stream and I'll just kind of look into that a little bit more. Or Elijah Mitchell, my bad. 6th round pick from 2021. Nice. Yeah, that'll be my next live, or maybe just a video that I drop. But yeah, they're making moves. You got the left tackle for a couple years. Marcus, thank you so much for the gifted. Chief DeLorean. Are we keeping DJ Humphries too? I don't think so. He's a free agent, so you could sign him. But as of right now, they're going in on Jaylon Moore for that 2-year deal. Dub Freak with the 10. Nice to see we're getting younger. Yeah, that's something I actually didn't mention. Jaylon Moore, his age. Did I see he was 20? I think he's 27, if I'm not mistaken. Here's something that you can look at while I confirm his age. If I go back to main camera, this is what his career has looked like. He started 3 games in 2021, 2 in 2022, 2 in 2023, and then 5 games started in 2024. But again, had a better grade than a lot of the tackles on the Chiefs, and that's what you're going to be hoping for, that he continues to climb and he continues to go up, and the Chiefs can extract the most out of him as humanly possible. He's 27 years old. He just turned 27 years old, January 9th, Jaylon Moore. So that is younger. DJ Humphries is going to be 31. Donovan Smith was 30. So you've got a guy who hopefully in theory is still climbing upwards and hasn't yet reached his ceiling, hasn't yet reached his prime. You're going to be banking on that to protect Patrick Mahomes. You are taking a step back in theory, no matter who the left guard is. You're going to take a step back there. Joe Thuney was one of the best in the business, and now he's with the Bears. Okay, so you're going to take a step back there, but you should be taking a step up at left tackle, and sometimes that's what you need. You need a serviceable left tackle. Remember in Super Bowl 58, I think we forget about this, Joe Thuney didn't play. He tore his pec in the playoffs. He didn't play in the Super Bowl that year. But they had a tackle, I think it was Donovan Smith, right? A serviceable left tackle, and it was way better. So it's more important to me at this point in time that you have that left tackle, that blindside protector. Yes, you need all five along the line to play out of their minds at all times, but you can make do at times with deficiencies along the interior to an extent compared to the tackles, specifically the blindside protector of Patrick Mahomes. Mitchell is an interesting back, said Hannah with the 5. He was out last season with hamstring, but rookie year had 923 yards in just 11 games. Good, young backfield addition. Yeah, and you're not breaking the bank on him either. 1 year, $3 million. You're getting a bit younger. So I do love that. I'll probably do a quick video recording breaking down my thoughts more about that. I just spent all this time prepping for Jaylon Moore, so my mind's not there. But I am going to get off. I'm going to study that. We'll go do another either live stream or video. And then anything else that happens today, we've got a long form video we're going to drop tonight, kind of summarizing everything. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. The signing of Jaylon Moore as the Chiefs left tackle, 2-year, $30 million deal with $22 million guaranteed. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go.
How about the Chiefs?